The lesson plan that I'm presenting is a lesson in biodiversity. We need to introduce the students to the concepts, the objectives, and these will cover the subjects of biology, environmental science, language arts, and civics. There are several skills addressed within this lesson plan: critical thinking, cooperation, writing, evaluation. The materials needed will be a copy of the selected list of endangered species, and the key terms or vocabulary will be biodiversity, ecosystem services, indicator species, and keystone species. This graph will show the importance of biodiversity in the world, and the source is the World Wildlife Fund, and it covers some important information about how important this subject is. This is part of the list that we'll be using, or the students will be using. Biodiversity, the variety of life. Need to introduce the terminology. Bio is life and diversity is variety. So biodiversity is the variety of life on the planet. There are three types of biodiversity: genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. The importance of biodiversity. Variation within a species creates stability and increases likelihood species can adapt and survive environmental pressures. Disease hits corn, the genetic reserve, beneficial insects, and resistance to pesticides. This is an example of the problem. There'll be corn rust or corn smut, and it results in lower food production. Another variation within a species can play critical roles in our environment: pollination of fruits and vegetables by insects, interdependence of organisms on each other, the stability. 25% of all prescription medicines are derived from plants. This is a typical or traditional work that will be given to the student. You need to review the vocabulary, and then here are some really good questions that will cover what the lecture was and what's now this same lesson or subject matter that I just presented, I'm going to represent in a student-centered lesson plan. Important in the difference there is we're going to address the causes and losses of biodiversity, demonstrating to the student how it affects them.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum, and they charged the people $1.50 just to see them. Seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. From the farmer, put away the EDTC now. Give me spots on apples, put them in the birds and the bees. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. A
good way to engage your students is to show them how it's reflected on pop culture. It can be art and music. Joni Mitchell wrote the preceding song that we just heard because when she saw what was going on in her own eyes and the blight on the paradise, she decided to write the song. This is from the 1970s, but it's a good example of the importance of biodiversity and how it reflects into art and culture. The root causes are population, consumption, and ignorance. There's also government policies and the effect on global trading systems. The inequity of resources and the distribution between richer countries and poorer countries. So the value of biodiversity is ignored, and the value of non-timber goods that forest provides, food, medicine, etc. Showing the vast amount of people in the world population, and now how we can prevent losses. We can work on legislation, and these are the species protected by the government. We can study it. The more we know about something, the more its value can be understood, and then it is more likely to be saved. Sustainability, not extracting resources and cutting down on consumption levels, is important so there's no disparities between the U.S. and developing nations. And reclaiming lost habitats. For students, there's a link to a YouTube video, and they really enjoy these types of examples that could be shown to them. Why we should care. Economic, recreational, human health, human rights, spiritual and intrinsic value. Even more important, intact ecosystems perform many vital functions, purifying the air, filtering harmful substances out of the water, turning decayed matter into nutrients, preventing erosion and flooding, and moderating climate. And it's not known how many species can be eliminated from an ecosystem without its functioning being impaired. In this activity, the point of the activity is to look carefully for organisms around you. Later, you'll work cooperatively as a class to create a master list of organisms found in the sample area. Each individual is responsible for finding as many organisms as possible, and they must represent at least 3 different kingdoms. The students are given a worksheet, pencil, or they need a notebook, extra paper for drawing and making notes, or taking pictures, digital camera. You take the materials and then you look for the living things and you draw charts or take pictures. This is a form that can be printed out, and you're going to ask for a general description, drawing, or you can post a picture if you use this or work with a computer. They need to look up the plant, animal, fungi, produce, bacteria kingdom and the location where it was found, like, under a rock, in section 1, in the playground. The common name and the Latin name should be included at the very end. Another activity is to display or compare the diversity of organisms in the living world. Okay, you already have the list. Let's compare them with identified organisms. Okay, there's also another link to a nice source, and then you have a classroom discussion sharing back and forth. This is more student-centered. And you ask them that they can also optionally work with a partner or in a group to make a model or comparison from the number of species that the class identified compared to the number on the planet, and show calculations. Here are some examples that were taken from some different plates. If you're going to do pictures or drawings, what they've done in the past to do this. And more than likely they're going to want to, depending on their age, they're going to want to do the pictures with their cameras or phones or what have you. But you can also, optionally, depending on their age, have them draw them. And this concludes my presentation.